Understood. So when you got that in the hands of your property managers, what kind of feedback did you get?
It's all been pretty positive. As with any change, I've been involved in IT for 28 years. With any change, there's originally some resistance. Well, why would we need that when we could always just take these 14 notebooks we've always been taking along? And then I think as people went along and started using it and saw how much time it saved and how much effort it saved and how valuable the information was, it kind of caught on and caught on. And now we even have some very senior property people in our Inland American REIT who use that as their kind of primary data source or look into the ERP system. That may be glorifying it a little bit because there's not everything is in Webelo, but the stuff they need to know on a daily basis to manage your center profitably has an excellent chance of being available there. So it's really kind of caught on.
So let me step back with just a question from a previous topic we were covering. So once you had Webelo and you'd done your business, you have a business relationship with Webelo. From the time you started working with it to the time you had it deployed in the hands of people in the field, how long was that? Was that a 6-month deal, a 3-month deal, or what were you looking at?
I'm guessing a month.
A month.
Yeah, it's very straightforward because remember we didn't have to develop, we already had the spreadsheets and the pivot tables.
Okay.
It was just a matter of picking the ones we wanted, right? It was there, the famous low-hanging fruit. So that was already there. So and other companies might not be in that position, but we fortunately were. So that homework had been done, and that took years to develop to get to that stage, but we were already there. So that part was already done. So now all we have to do is go onto the Webelo Mobile Dash, tell it about those spreadsheets, the way they're arranged, the information that's supposed to be on it, and who's supposed to get it. Again, I want to emphasize it's secure, and that only the people who have the obligation and need to see the information about any particular center can see it. We configured all that on the Webelo mobile dashboard, and again, it was me doing that. There was the entire team, the implementation team, was me. That was it. And working with the business users, I mean, from the technology side, that was it. And I would go over there, set up those spreadsheets. And to be truthful, you do the first one, and it's kind of tough, and you call their support number. People walk you through it, and you get the first one running, and then the second, third, fourth one are much, much quicker in the setup. And we're talking about a day here. I mean, if I got stuck and really had problems and got frustrated, it was a day, till the issue was looked at and resolved by their technical people, and we moved on. It wasn't a long, drawn-out process. So, I think between the time we'd made the decision to go and the time that people were actually using it was a month. And like I said earlier, by traditional projects, you're still talking about scheduling the kickoff call.
Understood. So have you done more than one app, or did you just do the one solution and get it out there and stop there?
That's a great question, too. We pretty much stopped there. Okay. And the reason is that we kind of were thinking we wouldn't. We kind of think we'd carried forward. We thought, well, we just took the first step here. And what we've done is made this information available. Now, but there's also other really technically exciting capabilities available, like pushing information back to the system. For example, unit inspections is one we thought would come about, where on a site the tenant vacates a unit, and then the property manager has to go in there and check it out. You know, just like moving out of an apartment. Is the plumbing still running? Does the place need to be repainted? What's the carpeting like? Is the air conditioning system functioning? Has it been maintained? What about if it's a restaurant? What about the grease traps? Have they been cleaned out? Are we within code? There's all types of requirements on the unit inspection. We think, well, wow, that'd be a great app to have on your handheld device, so that rather than just filling out a paper form and then coming back to the office and giving that form to an administrator and then having the administrator key the whole thing in again, you could just do it in real time. Sounded good. And however, the solution was, much to my surprise, well, what we'll do is we'll just fill out the form. It's kind of easy, and then we'll bring, since it's not a time-critical event, we'll just bring it back to the office and have the administrator fill it in like we've always done. And we've tried other things too, but it turned out that the first easiest win was the most valuable. And now there's all kinds of other technologies coming available. Hokey smoke. There's iPads and Android devices and all the iPhone itself. And there's all kinds of other things. By the way, Webelo works with all the above mentioned. Okay. I'm not really sure. I'll take that back on the Android device. Their Android app may be coming out this month, but I know it's available. We have it running here on iPads, and so we know it works on those devices too.
Very good. So it sounds like you have a big list of mobile applications you would like to do, but change management is always a challenge.
And again, it goes back to the ROI and keeping an eye on the cost of something versus the benefit. And that's where we've always been stopped, is saying, well, okay, we could do this, and we could, have the effort to be clear, to do the two-way communication thing. Yeah. Is kind of the next pick up in hardware. Right now we're all cloud-based, meaning we take our data here internally and export it on a nightly basis out to the cloud, and then the Webelo apps themselves access it from that cloud source. If we were to go to the two-way model where they would actually do data entry, then we have to start hosting the service internally within our firewall, bring that on. So there's like another notch up in the technology and in the cost and in the administration to go to that next level. And that's been the hump we haven't been able to get over.
If you look ahead for the next 3 years or so, do you imagine yourself doing a lot more mobile apps?
I think so. It seems to me that that's the way the world is moving. I'm going down to a BlackBerry World next week in Florida, and I'm going to take my iPad with me, or departmental iPad, and I'm going to see what's going on, because it seems that mobile apps are really the hot thing in the year 2011.
Yeah, John, are you sure that the folks at BlackBerry World are going to let you in the door if you bring your iPad?
Well, we can disguise it. I want to see what direction the world is taking. Oh, yeah. I mean, right now, my take on, if we can just digress to the iPad for a second, everybody wants one. Everybody's not sure exactly what they're going to do with it when they get it. Yeah. And I think the challenge here with those things is to provide some business value. And I think that on the BlackBerry itself, we have provided business value. I want to see what could be done on those other devices too.
Well, John, I want to thank you so much for sharing your experiences with our listeners today, and just taking the time out of your busy schedule to, join us today. So thank you again.